It was his idea or he stole it from somebody else. I have no idea. But I figured he's pretty smart guy, and I figure if it's good enough for him, well, heck, I'll be good enough for us. I just know that, from my standpoint, it was just something we had to improve on. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, we were dead last. I mean, we led the world in PIs, and so it's an area that we really need to just improve, and we have. But just something that I wanted to start doing, and that was where I don't even know where I saw it, but I either heard him. I think somebody asked him a question, and that's what he said. He said, I put them in some boxing gloves, and so we've done that, all through camp, and just in our one-on-ones and stuff. Just really just forcing them to have to, win with their feet, win with their feet, where they can't rely on being able to grab and really be able to play with the proper technique. And so we've improved, and listen, you're going to have some calls along the way, but after 6 games we've made great improvement for sure.
Coach, certainly from a distance, but what changes have you seen in this Syracuse program under Coach Babers, because they appear to be on a week-in, week-out basis a little bit more competitive than they were, say, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, they are. Well, they have a clear identity. I think they had a lot of transition from a coaching standpoint. And one coach come in, and I think he was left in maybe a couple years, and then another coach comes in and just didn't quite work or whatever. But Dino's he's just got a plan. There's a clear identity of who they are, and he's an excellent leader, and he's going to do a great job there. I think, like I said, just. He's given them an identity that they need, and they're playing to that. But I mean, they went to LSU, and they don't. I mean, these guys compete with everything they got. That was a tight ball game in the end. NC State was a tight ball game at NC State, so they've been on the road and had a couple of tough losses, but competed their tails off and held their own. So it tells you a little bit about what they got, and just the heart of their team, the belief of their team. From my eyes, those are things that I look at. Those are things I can tell. I'm looking at a lot more than just the X's and O's in the scheme of what they do. I'm looking at who they are as a team, and I can just tell by watching certain things, if a team really believes in what they're doing, and they do, and it's obvious. We can easily see that.
How can you tell what they believe in the film? What do you look for? What do you see?
Well, I see their body language. I see how they respond after a bad play. I see, okay, they're down 21-3 on the road. How do they respond? Do they keep playing hard? How do they play field goal block? I think you can learn a lot about a team's personality. Just watch the field goal block, watch an extra point. I mean, there's just, you'll find out a lot about the culture of a program or a defense by how they play that one snap. There's just a lot of things that I look at when I watch a team. Again, in Baton Rouge, down 21-3, okay, who are you? Next thing you know, it's a 6-point game. Those are the things that I look at as a coach. I mean, bad plays will happen here and there. They hit a 80-yard pass over the top. It's one play. All right, how does that one play affect the rest of the game, the body language, you can just see a lot of things, and whether a team really, really believes in their leader, each other, offense, defense. I mean, you can see a lot of that stuff, and we'll watch a lot of the TV copies to kind of pick up some of those things as well. Sidelines. And, I can just tell you this is a program that's definitely heading in the right direction, and very capable of beating us. I mean, there's no question about it. I mean, we got to play well to win every single week. We know we're going to get everybody's best shot, and we love that. I mean, we embrace that. I don't want to have to sit around and wait on somebody to play bad. I just want to focus on playing good. I want to play well, and that's our focus each and every week. We don't, and I think that's why we've been so consistent. We're not worried about the opponent, boy, I hope they will make some mistakes or whatever. We just want to just play our best game, and that's what it's going to take, and that's our focus. I mean, but we got a lot of respect. But I can just tell you that you're going to look up, down the road here quickly, and this will be another one of those programs that if you don't bring your A game, you're getting beat. They're gonna get better in a hurry.
Remember most about that game up there 2 years ago that was close.
They embarrassed us. They embarrassed us on defense. Couldn't stop them. Brought in that quarterback. I had a couple guys get hurt, and remember we jumped on them pretty quick, and next thing you know, we're in a dogfight. I mean, we couldn't score enough points. What was the final? I don't remember what the final was.
27.
What was it?
37.
There you go. We couldn't score enough points, though. It just seemed like it was just big plays, missed assignments. They were running some of that option, midline option stuff, and they went through us that night. They sure did. We were fortunate to win the game.
Mitch Hyatt, the last 2 years, played a ton, but he's got some depth there.
Yeah.
This year, how much has a fresher Hyatt been better?
That's great. Yeah, he played. He was our MVP of the game this past week, and again, I think when you're talking about hopefully we're going to have some postseason play around here, and I think the past 2 years he's played 30 games. He started 29 of them of the 30, not counting this year. And the 29 he would have started 30, but he was late to a pregame meal, so he didn't start that game. But this is huge for him because it's not just this year; it's the totality of his career. He's played a lot of ball games, but he's a junior now, and to be able to have some depth where we can rest him, I think it's huge, especially for the course of the season. And then just the overall depth of our offensive line. I think we had 8 guys play 30+ snaps last week, in a competitive situation. So we just got a lot of options, and that's something we said coming into the season. I felt like we'd be able to run the ball better, and we were going to have more depth and flexibility and versatility in the offensive line than we've ever had. And I think that's definitely the case to this point in both those areas.
Faced a lot of physical tests over the first month of the season. How much more has this last 3-week stretch been more of a mental test with the travel, with fluctuating kickoffs, short week, all that stuff?
That's part of it. You got to be able to handle all that stuff if you're going to be a good program. I mean, you've got to, that's your culture, that's your leadership, that's just complete buy-in to what it takes to get ready each week. Because if you don't have that, then you will be affected and distracted by that stuff. But fortunately, we've had enough experience now that our guys just understand. All right, here's what it's going to take. Here's where we are. And as I met with the guys Sunday, this is where I need y'all to help me. In the locker room, in the training table, on the bus, and kind of making sure we got everybody on the same page here in the right mindset. Because it does. I mean, it takes a certain mindset on the front end of something to be successful, and so we don't get distracted or overwhelmed by that stuff. You just embrace it and you keep moving forward because you can't do anything about it. So let's embrace it and get back to work.
Coach, you played in so many big venues. How does the Carrier Dome compare to other big venues that you played in and coached in?
Well, it's just unique. I mean, it's different. I mean, it's not. I mean, I've been all over the place. Coast to coast. I've been a lot of stadiums over my years, from the Rose Bowl to Texas A&M, all over the SEC. You name it. But the Carrier Dome's unique. It's a very unique place. I mean, we went up there 2 years ago, and it's one of the reasons. I very seldom do I do this, but I always do it on this trip because of that very factor, because it is different and unique. Just the ambiance of it, the environment is different than going to the Georgia Dome. Well, it's not the Georgia Dome anymore. Whatever it is, and but different than that. And so we always go by when we land first thing we'll do is we'll go by the Carrier Dome and just get out, and I let them just kind of walk around and just kind of get a visual of it, because it's a little different. Your punt catchers, your kickers, the receivers. It's just a very different setting, just like I'm sure it is for basketball teams. I mean, we went up there 2 years ago, and I'd never seen that, but they had it transformed. They were actually playing a basketball game that Friday night when we got there. And so that was pretty cool, actually, for our team to be able to see that. So we were walking in, and they got a dang basketball court set up right in this place, and it's like crazy. But then it's gone. The next day, it's a football field. It's just amazing how they can do all that stuff. But it's just very unique. But let me tell you, it gets loud in there now. It'll get loud and intense. It's a good crowd, and they got great history at Syracuse. I mean, that's another thing. One of the things I do every year this week is I kind of give them a lot of our guys don't know anything about Syracuse. They haven't been in the league that long. It's up in New York, so I'll let them know. Hey, they've had a few dudes now come out of Syracuse. There's some tradition there. So we'll have a little history lesson this week as well.
You guys were among the first teams to really popularize the up-tempo philosophy, and for years it seemed like there was hand-wringing from some of the old-school coaches. It's a lot more ubiquitous now. Have you seen that the defenses have adjusted to that, and how does Syracuse's tempo maybe differ from what you see other places that run similarly?
Yeah, they're lightning fast. I mean, they are